Alrighty.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the McDonCast, the funnest podcast in town.
The only podcast around.
Patrick, what's your part? What's your part of the intro?
I usually say the funnest podcast in town, so I'm kind of lost. I don't know what to say.
You weren't here, and then I did it.
I
and
know.
Now I've done it more than you, and now you need a new thing.
Okay, I'll say, whoop-de-doo, welcome to the poo.
All right, that's
all right. That's going in. We're gonna workshop that one.
We're gonna work on that. Anyways, let me give you guys a brief rundown of the excellent show we have planned for y'all today.
That's
There's
right.
actually a surprising amount of news. Don't ignore the monkeys. We got Dead Space news, we got Nintendo news, we got Ooby Dooby Dooby Soft news, we got She-Hulk news, we got Wong news, we got CW just going on a murder spree, we got MODOK news, we got John Watts news, we got what else
for our legal team, CW did not actually have anyone killed.
We got Netflix news, we got Kathleen Kennedy news, we got all of the news and more this week on the McDonCast.
That's right.
So let's just jump right into it.
When do we ever waste time on this show?
We've never once wasted a second.
I can't recall.
This is the most optimized show of all time. We are not wasting time as we talk about this bit about not wasting time.
That's right.
Never once have we done that.
Not even once.
Alrighty, Dead Space Remake will release January 27th, 2023.
Care to explain what Dead Space is?
Well, it's a franchise that's about as dead as its namesake.
So it was made by, I believe the studio was named Pandemic Games.
Oh, that's
Good name. Good name. They were
It was
good
pretty
timing
popular.
on
It's like a
that.
survival horror sci-fi game.
yeah.
It's
in
good enough.
space.
They made a second one. Not Ubisoft. EA bought them.
Good sign. Good sign.
Stole the IP.
That's
Killed the studio. Laid off all of its employees.
Good.
And then proceeded to do nothing with it for like 10 years. And then they gave the license to a different studio to remake the game.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, it is, like I said, as dead as its namesake.
I'm happy
Now it's
for them.
coming back, Sam.
I can't wait to not play this game.
Is she in frame?
I don't know. Well, I know you're not right now. if you're doing
Podcast
that.
dog. Podcast dog. We have a
Yeah,
podcast
Lucy
dog.
was on the floor there chewing on a rag.
That's right.
Anyway.
That's what she does.
Next up, Redfall and Starfield have been, drumroll please, delayed again.
Yay!
Because this game does not exist and it will never come out.
I think anyone would care if we knew what Starfield even was.
Yeah, the only description we have is it's Fallout in space.
But we don't even know that.
We don't even know that. That's just a guess because it's
They gave
being
us a
made by
cinematic
Bethesda.
trailer of a liftoff sequence of a spaceship
With the date on it that is
and a
now
date.
wrong.
And the date is now wrong. So now we know absolutely nothing about this game
Wow.
other than it is named Starfield.
And will probably take place in space.
And Redfall was that vampire game. That was Redfall was their like big reveal at the end of the show at last E3 at Bethesda, and it was basically just like Left 4 Dead but vampires.
Awesome. All right. Yeah. Avatar: The Wings of Pandora has a release date for April of 2023.
This is the Avatar open world
This is
Ubisoft
Breath
game.
of the Wild with the Avatar creatures.
You know,
From
that
What are
might-
they
the
called,
Avatar.
Sam?
That might be cool.
Na'vi. I think that's the name of the like people. This like not the species, like the people they call like we call ourselves humans.
Do they have this? Okay, Patrick, what?
That could be cool, but it's probably going to look a lot worse than the show. Or not the movie. You know what I'm talking about.
It'll
The
probably
movie.
look the same given the movie came out in 2009.
And they're both cartoons.
And the new movies look exactly like the old one.
Yeah.
So-
Hopefully it looks good. Alrighty, and lastly in our game announcements, Fall Guys, a game that is definitely not irrelevant now.
Yes, it is not dead.
It is not. People love that game. I hear person still plays it.
There's one guy.
There's one guy.
He's
But
really
it is
loving
going
it.
free to play on all platforms except PlayStation.
Why?
It wasn't free?
Because it will be on Xbox Game Pass.
Well,
Yes.
that's why
it
it's
free?
costs on
But
PlayStation.
it'll be free on Epic Game Store and on Switch.
Why is PlayStation continuing to
I think it was
monetize?
already on like PlayStation Live or whatever.
Oh, is it on like PlayStation Plus or whatever?
Yeah, so you could get it for free on there if you had that, but I think you have to pay for it otherwise.
So now you could just is it free on your phone?
No, it's not.
There's a phone version, right?
It's not on mobile at all. No,
Isn't there?
not that I'm aware of. I
let me
don't
fact
believe it's
check
on mobile.
that.
Not to my
I was
knowledge.
thinking like Uncharted. No.
What are you
Last of
talking
Us.
about,
No.
Max?
I want Fall Guys.
Fall
I'm gonna
Guys
pay
needs
for
to
it.
be free to play. Honestly, this is what we've been waiting.
Why
for.
was it not free to play to start with?
Because
I thought it was
they
free
want
to
money
play.
for the game they made.
But it's just in-app purchases.
Yep.
The Battle Pass isn't good enough.
Fall Guys is not on the phone.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
I was just
Alrighty, on to
double-checking.
business news. There was not a lot of gaming news this week.
No, there was not.
Nintendo president Fukuwara. I'm gonna say Fukuwara.
Furukawa. Shintaro Furukawa. Yeah.
We'll cut that out.
We nailed it.
No, we won't.
In an investor
Patrick, you know we
meeting
do very
last
little
week,
editing to this
he
podcast.
said that Nintendo sees a transition to a new console as a major upcoming issue, and to help alleviate this risk, we are focusing on building long-term relationships with our customers while we continue launching new software on the Switch. We will also provide services that use Nintendo accounts and other IPs outside of gaming software. We intend for this to build a lasting impact with our customers.
Yeah, here's a hot take though. I think they should just stop innovating and just keep releasing things for the Switch forever.
That's a very dumb take, Patrick.
I think they're done. The Switch is the peak. That's the
Patrick,
console for the future.
You know, the processor for the Switch was 6 years old when the Switch came out,
and
right?
look at all the games it's running. It's
that processor
fine.
is nearly 11 years old now.
Patrick,
So put a new processor in the old Switch.
Patrick, you know what other company had the brilliant idea to stop innovating and just stop and stay where they are? Their name was Blockbuster, and Netflix murdered them in their sleep.
Yeah, and look, Netflix is dying now.
Netflix went,
so-
"Hey, Blockbuster, do you want to buy us?" And Blockbuster went, "No,
No, silly
streaming
goose.
video is for idiots.
No one will ever want
Oh
that.
no, everyone's streaming video."
But look at Netflix now. They're losing subscribers, and they spend
That's because
hundreds...
Netflix made poor business
And they
decisions,
spend
not
a-
because Blockbuster innovated back into
Yeah.
the forefront.
Imagine if Blockbuster spent hundreds of $1 million on creating original content.
No, imagine
Then
if-
Blockbuster would still be
No,
in
imagine
business.
if Blockbuster just went, "Hey, we could use the internet."
Then they would still be in
But
business.
Nintendo,
They did. They tried it just way too late.
Patrick, Nintendo's already 2 generations of hardware behind.
Do you remember is it like the Red Box, like the things they have
Those are
outside
still
of,
around.
outside of CVS?
They make original content.
I know they tried a
the
streaming
iPhone
service,
that we're
and it
recording
didn't
this
work.
podcast on is like 5 times more powerful than the Switch.
Okay, so why doesn't Nintendo just put all their games on the iPhone?
They tried that. Remember when
And
they
no
made
one
all those
wanted that.
mobile games?
Yeah, but people didn't like
Everyone
those because
said,
they weren't
"Boo,
the actual
those
games.
suck," and they stopped making them.
No, I see what their strategy is here. They're going, "Hey, this is why they're investing in movies and stuff now, like they weren't before." Their plan here is, let's go back to Nintendo being a brand and not just a company. Like, let's have Nintendo have... Because you know how Disney has like a whole...
They
There's the
want to be
Disney...
the Apple of gaming.
There's the Disney company
They
and
always
the,
have been.
and then there's like the Disney brand, which is
Yeah.
like means something to like the general public.
No, this is the
in
same
terms of
thing
quality
that
and, like,
happened
kid-friendliness.
with the 3DS.
Disney's
They're like-
princesses and Nintendo is Mario.
No, this is the same thing that happened with the 3DS. They're like, well, we have this absolutely titanic install base, so we'll just say we'll keep releasing games for it when the new console comes out, and then eventually we'll just not do that anymore, and then you'll have to buy the new one
Well,
anyways.
I think what he's more talking about here is the concern that like they make another console that's a follow up to the Switch, but like people kind of bought the Switch as like a gimmick console, as in like it's handheld and also
Yeah.
TV. And then after they bought the Switch, they're not going to buy the new one because there's no brand loyalty. I think he's more just talking about building brand loyalty so that we
Yeah.
have a large chunk of the consumers of the Switch.
If they
moving
make
on
a
to the
new
next
Switch
console.
and it's good, people will buy it.
People are gonna buy
Yeah.
whatever they put Pokemon.
And
on.
they should invest more in the movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Just make sure they're good.
Just be less stingy about...
Don't cancel your
Doing
Netflix
things.
deal because somebody wrote an article about how excited they were for a Netflix show.
Alrighty, and finally, Ubisoft has turned off online services for 91 of their games, including Far Cry, Splinter Cell, Just Dance.
Notably Just Dance. That's the big one here.
And
Sam, is
many
this-
more across console and PC
Is
platforms.
this room
So-
visible on camera?
No.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
but
good.
here's
We
that
don't want him to see all the
includes
corpses.
any like in-game like competitive statistics, like any player stats. That's gone. Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
it sucks.
Well, given Ubisoft is the kings of, you know how they say Nintendo's the king of left field. Ubisoft is the king of whatever. I
The
guess
graveyard?
We'll do something. Yeah, no, they're the kings of whatever. That's their. I think that's their general mindset going into
They're
every
the
project
stoners
that they
of the
manage.
gaming industry.
Yeah, they're the stoners of the
They're
gaming
just like
world.
sitting there. They're just
No.
sitting on this like heaping pile of cash from Tom. Like they've inherited like all this money from Tom Clancy's like like his estate, and they're just sitting on it.
yeah. So
And they just every once in a while will roll it up and go.
Yeah.
if
Whatever.
if Nintendo's the left field, then Ubisoft is like the bullpen where the pitchers warm up.
Except for there's a lot of money there for some reason.
Yeah. It's all this money you
Someone
waste.
left a couple $1 billion.
Every once in a while, one of them will go up to bat, be disappointing, and then go back to the booth.
Right. It's like watching a pitcher hit. I mean, pitcher hit. You can't. They just don't.
Yeah. Alrighty, and that's pretty much it for gaming. Max, is there any weekly Fortnite news? I know the last update for the season just
You
came
play
out.
Fortnite more than me, so I don't know why you ask me.
I don't know.
This is
you
your
haven't
only
said
thing.
anything.
This
I
is
mean,
the only
this
thing
is why
you
you're
bring
here,
to the
Max.
table.
To be fair, every time I say something, you talk over me, or I start my sentence.
All right, moving on to TV news.
Wait, no, they did add their new update for this. Okay, there's a bunch of leaks that have been confirmed.
Is
Darth
Peter
Vader.
Griffin leaked again?
Darth Vader is the tier 100 skin for the next battle
season?
pass.
Okay.
Which is basically, we know because there's been a Star Destroyer.
Have they done? No, they did.
There's been a Star Destroyer like hovering above the map.
So the next
for the
one's like
last
straight up Star
couple
Wars
weeks.
themed.
Yeah. And Indiana Jones is also rumored to be in the next battle pass as well, which is a character that I actually wouldn't feel weird playing in Fortnite because he actually
Because he
uses
does
guns.
kill a lot of people.
And he actually uses guns. Darth Vader has never used a gun. That makes no sense.
Yeah, he could have used it like.
I mean, he's probably like deflected a laser back.
They're
at
also
someone.
releasing their first lightsaber pickaxe tool because right now all the lightsabers are only in combat
Are they
items.
going to keep those going into next season, like the Spider-Man gloves?
Probably because they're
Also, can you
doing
bring
a Star
back the
Wars collab.
Spider-Man gloves?
And also Obi-Wan.
That's what made the game.
Obi-Wan comes out the 27th, which
the same day as this.
right
the show.
in line with the new season coming out. So
Yeah.
that makes sense.
That comes out on the 20. You said it comes out on 27th?
No, but I'm saying it's about
The
the
Obi-Wan
same. This is the
TV show.
the update that
I
just
know, but
went
when-
live last night.
Is
Is
he
the
not a
last
skin
update of
now?
the season? No, but he was teased in the last trailer for
So
when the lightsabers were
but
added.
wouldn't he end up being the Battle Pass skin then?
He might be like the tier 1. You know how they put a legendary as like the tier 1 skin? He might be like the tier 1 skin.
I would say he's probably gonna be the last one.
No, Darth Vader would be the last one.
Oh, that's
Darth Vader.
Yeah, it's Darth Vader. Obi-Wan would be the first one that everyone plays for like the whole season because they put like a cool one in the first slot.
And
Anyway.
Obi-Wan has used guns.
Yeah, Obi-Wan has
He
used a gun.
shot Grievous to death and killed him.
Well, to be fair, he was mostly already dead.
And then his little lizard goes.
And then the lizard got shot and it died.
Yeah, it goes. Eek,
But yeah, in
you know?
the trailer for when they added the lightsabers, they were fighting. Number one, they were fighting in Mos Eisley or Mos Espa, which is not a current location in the game. Which
Oh, are they just gonna litter the map
presumably
with
they'll
Star
be
Wars
adding
locations?
Star Wars locations
Oh,
back.
they're just gonna swap out that Daily Bugle with Star Wars.
Yeah.
What if the
And
Fortnite
then-
map was Tatooine?
That
like
would be
the
a
whole
really
thing?
lame map.
Yes, the whole
So it's a
thing.
big desert and like 4
There's
huts.
3 towns and a desert in the middle.
Correct.
They already added the cantina before.
Yeah,
No,
so the
I
cantina
want
would
That
come
was a
back.
different cantina from the Mandalorian.
I want the whole map just to be Tatooine.
Just a big
That's like the
empty
lamest
desert.
They
location.
pretty
in
much
all of
already
Star
did
Wars.
that.
That's why
That
everyone
was-
gets mad every time they go back there every 15
That
minutes.
was the
'Cause it's so
Mandalorian
much.
season where like the entire middle of the map was just sand.
Yeah, but that was for different reasons. But anyway,
That was plot.
that's the weekly Fortnite news. Next news, TV news time.
Speaking of bad things,
we have a trailer, and now that we have a TV here again, we can play the trailer.
Sam, play us that trailer
But yeah,
and make
so
sure it's
we
nice
have-
and muted.
It is muted. We have, if it wants to go, maybe, we have She-Hulk, Attorney at
And
Law.
law. It's been retitled. This
It
is
is.
What was it called before?
just She-Hulk. Now it's She-Hulk, Attorney at
They
Law.
just made the title worse
They
than it
they
was
wanted
before.
to make sure that you know that this is not a superhero
that it's going
show.
to be much lamer than the other ones.
That looks like her body covered in green spray paint.
That's
Well,
what I-
at least
that's
the
exactly
suit is
what I
comic
said.
accurate, mostly. As comic accurate as you can put
so.
on a television
She-Hulk
screen.
is Hulk's cousin.
Okay, how come for Hulk, like he gets ginormous and thick when he turns into Hulk, and then for her she just turns green?
Because it's easier to sell a
She-Hulk-
comic book with a sexy green lady
Because
than it is
She-Hulk
with a
was
super
created in like
hyper-muscle
the
lady.
80s, and she was just there to be sexy.
Oh,
yeah. It was
Hulk was
back
there to
when
hit-
it was back when every female superhero was just an excuse to put a woman in like a leather skin tight
Like
suit.
just a
Big
skimpy
to
outfit.
sell
booba.
comics.
the one
Sell
that
more
who
money.
Jennifer Lawrence play?
Mystique.
Yeah,
She
Mystique.
wasn't even like that in the comics.
No,
That was
they
just
made
in the
her
movie.
more. They made her
Yeah,
naked.
they
in
just
the movie.
decided she was going to be naked.
Now she
No.
was not. She was skimpily dressed in the comics, but she wasn't just straight up naked like she
Yeah.
was
Like
in
she's
the movie.
Yeah.
But
Now,
yeah,
is
so
that the,
She-Hulk
is that the
is.
lady from Fortnite?
Yeah, this is the lady from Fortnite. So
Was she in Fortnite?
Yeah,
yeah,
Oh,
she was in the
look,
Marvel.
her
Remember,
feet
she was
got
one of the
big.
skins in the Marvel collab
Yeah,
for some reason.
But anyway, for our audio listeners, if you can't see the trailer, the CGI on the She-Hulk is
It's
very bad.
absolutely
Yeah,
awful.
it's not great.
I don't know how the Hulk is pretty good, and the
I
She-Hulk
think it's
is
because
much
the
worse.
Hulk is like already such an exaggerated character.
Yeah.
Oh, and
That
that's
when
the
he
thing where,
doesn't-
where she's just not holding the phone.
Yeah, like when the Hulk doesn't look perfect, there's a little bit more cognitive dissonance there because he's already like 8 feet tall and his arms are like as thick as trees. But she's just like a slightly taller green lady.
She looks like she's just like floating around the scene.
Yeah, so she doesn't fit as
looks
naturally.
like a PS3 graphic.
She doesn't fit as naturally into the scene.
I'm
as
sure.
as
I'm sure
Hulk
Disney
does.
will make sure that the visual effects department doesn't
Plus
sleep
the
or get paid and work 7 days a week for the next couple months.
Basically,
to get this
because
done.
she looks more real, it's easier to tell when she is fake.
Yeah.
Anyway, Max, what were you saying?
The uncanny valley.
Yeah.
they've been doing the Hulk for like 10 years.
Yeah, that's true.
Perfecting him also. So I don't
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
Hulk
he
model
didn't
has
look
been-
great in the first movie he was in.
Like, they
so-
don't have to make a new model for the Hulk. They can just use the one they already
it's
had.
the same
Whereas
one.
the She-Hulk model is new and might not be as tuned well. But
But yeah, this is coming out August 17th.
and Wong will be in it. for some
Benedict,
reason.
Benedict Wong will be
So there's
returning
good
as
news.
Wong.
I'm guessing he'll just
And-
be in a post-credits scene.
He's just the new Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
He was like,
Where did Nick Fury go? Did he die?
Shang-Chi, we
He's
have
in-
a mission for you.
Nick Fury's doing a secret invasion,
Nick Fury's too old to be in the movies.
and
as
he's
much.
almost 80. And Samuel Jackson's
Samuel
almost
Jackson
80.
Is, like,
Is he?
old.
Yeah. No, Samuel Jackson is was or still is filming 2 different Marvel things simultaneously.
Oh my gosh, he's 73.
Now
Yeah, I told you, he's almost
now
80.
he does Capital One ads.
No, he was filming Secret Invasion. Cena's rolling on her back and chewing on a rag.
Podcast dog.
Podcast
Podcast
dog. No, Samuel Jackson was filming Secret Invasion in the day, and then like changing costume and then going to the Captain Marvel 2 set and filming.
What are you doing?
We
guys can't see her, but she is laying on her back with her legs in the air, chewing on a rag.
nothing.
We should get a dog
On her
cam.
towel.
Just like,
We should have a
Athena
dog cam.
cam.
and then we can just put it like in the corner of the screen.
Anyway,
Not the point.
moving on. There's no other
this is
trailers
going
for
to be
week.
10 episodes. They're supposed to be like half-hour episodes because they're trying to make it like a workplace comedy.
It's like
Moon
The
Knight
Office.
got 6 episodes.
Yes,
She-Hulk gets 10
Yeah,
episodes.
but they're half the length.
but they're half the length.
Yeah, if you took the Moon Knight episodes and you split them into 22
You
minutes,
know the
you have
first 2
12
episodes
of
of
them.
WandaVision? You know the first episodes of WandaVision where they're like half-hour sitcoms?
Yeah, I know, you already said
They're all gonna be that long.
Except for not
Because that was my favorite part
not
of
as much of a
WandaVision.
That
period
was my
piece.
favorite.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. The CW cancels every show they
Okay.
have.
So the CW, we
Good
talked
move.
about it. They're being acquired by, I believe they're called Nexstar.
They
Media
are a
Group.
dead studio. They are a dead company. They are dead.
They're supposed to like the purchase is supposed to go through like next week.
Mhm.
And boy, do they need it. They need cash
So
now.
the CW deal is running out. I mean, the CW Netflix deal is running out. So that cash influx is going away basically for most of their shows.
Nice.
Do they not get
HBO
any money from HBO?
HBO Max and Paramount Plus are taking all their own shows and putting them on their own service, so they're not giving CW any money for them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody overseas wants to buy the broadcast rights to them, which is another way they made money. And so now they're actually having to cancel shows that nobody watches, unlike before, where they just greenlit a million shows and everything got renewed, and they were just selling the broadcast rights and making a crap ton of money. So they've basically
What did they have? Like,
basically
what
over the
shows?
span of
All the
about
DC shows.
about 2
I know,
days.
but besides that.
So
Riverdale.
the CW was a merger of UPN and the WB. Patrick, you're
What?
getting a phone call.
Is it your mom, Patrick?
Busy Daniel.
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 It is Patrick's mom.
So
Patrick's mom
now
knows
the
it.
dog is eating your foot. So basically, the CW was a merger of UPN, which is a Paramount station,
Yeah.
and the WB, which was a Warner Brothers station. They merged
Obviously.
them, and they agreed that they were both going to make content for it, and it worked out. They both made shows. They both made a lot of money by selling it to Europe or whatever and to Netflix. But now Netflix is going, hey, we got to start spending less money or else we're going to die. And the CW is going, hey, we're gonna go get bought by this random media conglomerate because the Warner Brothers and Paramount don't want to pay for us anymore.
Die.
So they have canceled Legacies after 4 seasons, which was a Vampire Diaries spin-off
Did
show.
not know that.
4,400, which was a newer show they just did. That just got canceled after 1 season.
So what about all the people who cared about this?
Roswell, New Mexico got canceled after 4 seasons. Charmed was canceled after 4 seasons. Dynasty was canceled after 5 seasons. And their new DC show, Naomi, was canceled after a mere 1 season.
No, the show about a girl with no powers.
I don't know. I still don't understand what that show was.
Don't either.
Didn't do
It was
well?
just about like a regular girl who goes to elementary school and just happens to live in the DC universe.
Yeah, no, and she has like some powers.
And I think she could like multiverse jump or something.
but they couldn't really do that.
That's America.
yeah.
Like, and they couldn't get any like actual characters to cameo.
Yeah, she
so,
was like if America Chavez just like was going to school.
but like,
lame.
yeah, but like they couldn't get anyone to like actually show up on the show. So like Superman would just like fly overhead.
yeah.
It was really, really weird and lame.
Wow, it's Super Guy. Whoa.
And we talked last week about how they canceled Batwoman and Legends of Tomorrow. Well, apparently the head of the CW, Mark Pedowitz, wanted to renew those shows, but Warner Brothers didn't want to lease out didn't want to pay the lease on the studio space anymore, and so they just canceled the shows.
That's how you know your show
So
is good.
basically, they were just like, we could just save more money.
Basically, I don't want to pay rent for the studio anymore.
We don't want to pay rent for the.
Your show makes less money than the rent for the space required to make it.
So we're just gonna cancel the show.
Yeah.
Also, that's also a factor of obviously Warner Brothers has now got a whole new slew of leadership who have apparently just been going through all the departments and just cutting stuff and just going on their
They
own
should
separate
fire
internal murder spree.
everyone. At
For
the
Warner
company.
Brothers?
The
Everyone
entire
writing the
company.
They pretty much did. They
They cleaned house on the executives.
They pretty much cleaned
Good.
the whole house, and they've all just been replaced with Discovery
it
executives.
was a
needed to
mess
do.
before. It was terrible.
There's only like 4 major executives on still,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's
and
still,
those guys are probably going to only be on for about a year.
I get they're in like a transition period, but it's
Yeah,
still,
we have
it's still
more.
kind of
We
a
have
mess
more
over
information on it later, but we'll get to that.
All right.
They did pick up a few shows though. The Winchesters, which is a Supernatural prequel. Remember Supernatural?
That was like their biggest show.
That ran for like
20.
25 years. Gotham Knights, which is of course another DC thing.
Is that a tie-in with the game?
No, that's going to be a whole different thing.
I'm sure the game is gonna make people's reception
That'll
to the
get
game
canceled
is
after
gonna
one.
yeah.
So wait,
That'll
there's a
get
Gotham
canceled after
Knights
one season.
game
And a
a
TV show, but the TV show roster is going to be completely different from the
and
game.
neither of them are.
Makes sense. Like when they were gonna do a Suicide Squad show, but then they decided not to.
Oh yeah, Arrowverse tried. They did that.
Yeah, they were building up for a Suicide Squad, and then
They
they
did,
actually were like, actually, never mind.
They did a backdoor
need
pilot for
more
it, Arrow,
Suicide
and then it just didn't
Squad.
go anywhere. And Walker Independence which is a prequel to Walker, which is a remake of Walker Texas Ranger, the famous Chuck Norris TV show.
Did they get Chuck Norris? No, probably.
No,
not.
it's one of the guys from Supernatural.
Good.
And
the live action.
Don't worry. I
If
know
you guys
everyone was
remember-
wondering.
Hang on, before we bring this up, if you guys, I don't know if any of you guys have seen every episode of the show, but there was a good 3 episodes where we spent like an hour talking about this because of how absurd the initial. The script for the pilot was leaked, and it was one of the worst things we'd ever seen in the history of media creation. So we memed on it pretty hard. But anyway, Tucker, share the good news with the audience.
The live-action Powerpuff Girls reboot.
The dark and gritty Powerpuff Girls reboot where they were all addicted to like crack and like fell off because they were super famous as kids.
Yeah, so they shot the pilot. It was internally hated, and the script was leaked, and everyone freaked out. And so then they went to rework the show, and then one of the leads left.
Good sign.
I really wish we got to
But
see the
don't
pilot.
worry, they're still reworking it. So they axed all these shows. They didn't renew Legends of Tomorrow, a show that had been running on the network for 7 years. But don't worry,
Powerpuff Girls will save
will
us.
stay. They'll find a way. I would love for the CW to die and this be the last show they ever broadcast.
That would actually be amazing.
That would be the funniest thing to ever happen in the history of broadcast television.
Imagine not knowing like what this show is about, but you were like, "Oh, I loved Powerpuff Girls as a kid," and then you turn it on,
And they're all doing
Buttercup-
crack cocaine.
Buttercup's addicted to like heroin, and she's like in a nightclub.
No, which one was
They all
like
have
the
HIV.
druggy like dropout one? Was it? I think was it Bubbles?
Bubbles, I think.
Yeah,
was the
Bubbles.
one
I think
with
was the one that was like a washed up druggy.
Yeah.
I really hope they don't take
Buttercup
that
was
out
the
of
one
the
that
script.
opened in a sex scene for some reason. What's the other one's name? Blossom.
She was the one that left too.
Blossom left the group because
No,
she
she-
was too cool and became like a celebrity. Like
No,
on
her
own,
and
I
then the
think.
actress who was going to play her was the one that left
Yeah,
the show.
but in the leaked script,
Yeah.
she had left the group.
Oh,
to make
Mojo
her own
Jojo was
better
dead.
Team. Yeah, Mojo Jojo had been killed, which is part of why
And,
the team broke up because they killed
Whatever
him.
the professor's name is, there was like a terrible like
Plutonium or something.
Professor whatever.
Plutonium, something like
He
that.
was like exploiting.
Apparently,
the
he was
kids.
he was actually like the worst dad ever, and he was exploiting them and using them for content.
Oh no!
Even though, like in the show, he's like just like their regular. He's just like a regular dad.
It's just like, hey kids. how
In
you
their
doing?
universe, the show was something that he
Existed.
had created to like sell them, and then they had in the reels in the live action show. Some of them were played by not white people, and then their excuse for why it was is because he had whitewashed the show, except for their show came second. So that's actually just not. They were making something retroactively racist.
Did I mention that the creator was not involved in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, the creators of the show, of the original animated show, are wholly
the
unrelated
creator,
to
the
this.
They're
creator,
probably horrified.
the creator hasn't been involved because they rebooted the cartoon
Yeah, he wasn't
as
involved
well.
in the cartoon reboot.
Because they
either.
rebooted the cartoon on Cartoon Network for like 3 years.
it was awful.
And he wasn't involved in that either. He has not been involved with the Powerpuff Girls franchise
Since its initial
since
run.
the theatrical movie in 2004.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute.
And,
Wait a minute.
and Warner Brothers has just been like it's like Frankenstein. They keep like just like sticking body parts onto it and bringing it back to life every couple of years.
Now hold on a minute. You're saying all the Powerpuff Girls content that didn't have the creator involved was bad? I think I'm noticing a pattern here.
I think I'm seeing a pattern. I think I figured out
We
what's
should
wrong.
definitely continue to spend millions of dollars on this program
Alrighty.
that will inevitably get memed on and
If you
canceled.
want to hear us meme on Powerpuff Girls more, check our past episodes.
That's
but
right.
MODOK, the Hulu original Marvel series with a weird claymation version of MODOK, has been canceled.
Oh, you gotta have one of those like sad, like that sound effect.
No.
Patrick, you keep thinking
Word
that we're
on the
going to edit
street
the
is
podcast.
that
we don't do that here.
word on the street is that Hitmonkey is next, which was the other Marvel animated
Yeah.
Sorry, I
show.
forgot that existed.
I feel like that one's probably cheaper to make, though. I wouldn't be surprised if
That
was
one was
going.
cheaper, but Marvel wants to. Those were both in development before
Yeah, Marvel probably wants
the
those on Disney Plus.
the Fox or Disney Plus was coming out, so they just want to
Yeah.
axe all the Marvel stuff from Hulu
That's not on.
and just move it because they want Marvel to have all of the Disney.
I might
have all of the
cry.
Disney Plus stuff.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
All right, that one guy on
so sad.
TikTok who really likes Hitmonkey is going to be really sad.
Is there one guy on
Straight
TikTok?
You,
who
you know
really
that guy
liked
who did the
Hitmonkey?
the comic book characters meet the movie characters series? You know who that guy is?
No.
He would just do a bit where he's like, "You're from another universe. You're from another universe. I did this in the comic book. I did this in the movie." That's like his whole gimmick, right? Anyway, he really likes Hitmonkey, so
That's good.
I guess
Well,
he'll be
actually. Well, it hasn't been canceled yet.
sad.
Let him
Anyway,
hold that hope for it. Hold that.
Stephanie Beatriz joins Anthony Mackie in the Peacock original Twisted Metal series.
Twisted Metal
You guys,
Sam.
She
you
went
guys know
from-
Twisted Metal, that game with the clown?
And
She
you're
went
in a
from
car.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine to this garbage.
Well, I hope you're excited,
else has
because
she-
now Anthony Mackie is
Well, I'm pretty
there
sure.
too.
Pretty sure he has to film this before he makes Captain America 4. So
Probably. That would be my guess.
That'd be
Alrighty,
a cool movie if they made that.
John Watts confirmed to be developing a Star Wars series after Return of the
set
Jedi.
after Return of the Jedi.
Wait, isn't that where
This is
Mandalorian and
not-
Ahsoka and all the other things take place?
Yeah, this is not new information. This was always going to happen. They weren't just going to not make new Star Wars stuff. If this surprises you, you are dumb.
Wait, so when you
What?
say series, is it like a Disney Plus show?
Yes.
Or, okay. When are they gonna make movies? How about
So
that?
the series is described within Lucasfilm as a galactic version of classic Amblin coming-of-age adventure films of the 80s. So after John Watts just got done making 3 coming-of-age films, he's going to go make a coming-of-age show set in the Star Wars universe.
So it's going to be about Broom Kid.
Oh.
It's so going to be about Broom Kid, right?
Definitely going to be about Broom Kid.
It's got to be about Broom Kid.
Broom Kid's not born.
No, he
This
is.
is after.
After Return of the Jedi.
I know, but Broom Kid was in. How old was he in? Whatever
like
that movie
5?
was. No, he was older than 5.
Actually, yeah, I guess it'd have to be set after.
Yeah, it'd have to be
Return
after-
of, what was it called? Rise of the Skywalkers.
This
Rise of
cannot be the
Skywalker.
Broom Kid show.
They need to make stuff that's.
It's got to be about a different
I
Star
don't
Wars
care,
kid.
I don't care about the after
Oh my
Return
gosh,
of the Jedi
Mom, there's
stuff. That's
lasers
not already
outside.
being made.
Well, that's where everything's being set, Sam.
That's because that's the place everyone likes.
That's
All right,
the place to be now.
Alan.
Wait, so are they making new Star Wars movies ever again?
Maybe if
definitely.
They will
Kathleen Kennedy
eventually.
stops firing all the directors.
They will eventually. It's just a matter of time.
Let's
Alan
hope-
Wake TV series works in the works at AMC.
So, Walking Dead is ending. They're going to replace it with an obscure video game from the early 2000s.
Yep. House of the Dragon has already been renewed for a season 2 at HBO.
So it has not even come out
Stop
yet.
renewing things for seasons before they come out.
Well-
every single time that's happened, the show ends up being horrible.
Well, what happens is they need to build up hype, and so they renew it for a season 2, and they're like, guys, it's so good. We think this is so good. We're already gonna make another season, and then they don't do any actual work on it. The show comes out and underperforms, and then the season 2 just
Never comes
quietly
So
disappears.
is this the same people who came up with the original content for the last season of Game
No,
of Thrones?
this is a whole new team of people.
Okay, so
So it won't be horrible.
it might work.
It has potential.
Is the creator of the original
I'm
involved
sure
at
he's
all?
producing on it.
Martin?
George R. R. Martin?
Yeah, that
I
guy.
think he owns the rights
Yeah,
to
he's
it.
probably
Of
in the
course he does.
studio
He
somewhere.
wrote it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna
He's
watch. I'm
he's
gonna
not
watch
writing
it.
He's definitely not writing his book, and he's definitely not working on
No,
Elden
he
Ring.
is going to do anything but work on that book.
Yeah.
Working on Elden Ring 2.
I enjoyed Game of Thrones, so I'll probably
He's
like
actually
this
he's
too.
writing
Alrighty.
Elden Ring 2.
A reboot.
As
of
long as it's
League-
uncensored.
a reboot. Well, it's on HBO Max. Of course, it'll be on.
No, Patrick, they've decided this will be a children's show. they'll just cut out all the
You know,
boobs.
the
I
show
would not
famous
watch it.
for graphic murder and prostitutes everywhere is becoming a children's
Every
show.
murder is off screen.
Remember
So
when
the
the
entire
opening
show
shot
is
of the
nothing.
show is a dude in a brothel? Remember that?
There were loads of those scenes.
That was the first scene of the show.
I know, but there was one of those like every episode.
Exactly. All right.
That's why we're gonna put it on Cartoon Network.
All right. A reboot
what's
of League
this?
of Extraordinary Gentlemen is in the works at Hulu.
Sam, do you remember the League of Extraordinary
already-
Gentlemen?
Yes.
For the
So
podcast.
this is an obscure movie from.
No, it's a comic book.
Well, it's also, but it's the movie is a thing.
Yes.
The movie's the one I'm familiar with. It is an obscure movie from like the late 2000s.
Early 2000s.
The 2000s, somewhere in the 2000s, they made a movie, and it was a bunch of like characters from like
Just like various
various famous books,
Captain Nemo,
like Jekyll and Hyde, Dorian Gray, like a bunch of
Tom
just like
Sawyer,
just a bunch of like classic American literature characters,
yeah, Moriarty from Sherlock Holmes,
and some British ones too, I guess.
yeah.
They're basically like the English teacher Avengers. They're like if you took all the characters from the books you were forced to read in English class and you put them on a squad of Avengers, except for they didn't have anything to do.
Yeah,
That
it was
would
an
be
Alan
this.
Moore comic book.
Yeah.
Who wrote Watchmen,
Bonkers.
and
So
they made a movie with Sean Connery.
It wasn't good.
It was really bad,
was
and it
very
horribly bombed.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're gonna try it again.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will do good this time.
I do not think it's a very good premise. I don't think this will work.
You don't think that 18th century literature Avengers is a good concept? What makes you think that?
As long as they add Mary Shelley's Frankenstein to the group.
What's like a new? No, we need Percy Jackson.
Yeah, no, they need to add like a hip new cool
Yeah, a
character.
new character.
No, and then they can make the plot of the season that there's like they're like old, and then they have like this cool hip like new. It's gotta be girl.
And they're all like out of touch.
Yeah,
and so
yeah,
then
yeah.
Annabeth from Percy Jackson.
Yeah, and she shows up and
has to show them
yeah.
how to not be.
and then like half
old
of
and
the
dumb.
half of the season can just be her being like, "Wow, you guys don't know what the internet is," and then they're like, "What's the
You guys
internet?"
don't know how to do Twitter. And
Yeah.
then she shows them how to do Twitter.
Yeah, and then
they're
yeah,
like,
it's a whole
"Oh,
episode.
you're a witch," and they throw her in the ocean.
They go, if you float, you're a witch.
Did you guys see the new the casting for the show?
Yeah, we talked about it.
We did. We already
weeks ago.
we already talked. Okay.
Patrick, keep up.
All right, Echo Disney Plus series officially begins production and is scheduled for release in 2023. The series. This is Echo from
Hawkeye.
the Hawkeye show. The series follows Echo as she must face her past and reconnect with her Native American roots in order to
Which
move
one's Echo?
forward.
She was the deaf
the
one.
deaf one from Hawkeye,
Oh.
who had the side like the robot.
She was
leg.
adopted by Kingpin, but Kingpin killed her dad.
Oh yeah, because they didn't explore that at all in the show.
And then
they were like,
Echo
"Here's
shot-
this girl." Never mind.
And then Echo shot Kingpin in the face.
Yeah.
And
dead now.
Now she's gonna be doing these superhero things.
Unless he's nuts, because that happened in the
he
comics.
is not dead.
And instead of being dead, he was just blind for some
They
reason.
should bring him back and make him a villain in one of the.
Well, he'll
Spider-Mans.
definitely be in this.
Yeah,
And then Daredevil will probably also show up in this
because that's their sort of.
because she's a Daredevil character.
Alrighty, and what is this name?
What?
Chosuke?
Chosuke?
Chosuke Spencer, Tattoo Cardinal,
Devry
Jeffrey
Jacob.
Jacobs, Cody Lightning.
Are these names?
real names?
I was writing these and I was like, does everyone on the show just have like 4 paragraphs?
Why do they all sound like superheroes?
Because they're all stage names.
Cody
Lightning.
Lightning,
Yeah, that's a stage name.
Graham Greene,
Also stage name.
Zach McLaren,
That's a real name.
Alakwa Cox.
Yeah, that's the that's the
Tattoo Cardinal?
yeah. I know.
Tattoo Cardinal. Did you just get a random word generator and hit it twice and that was your name?
No, they were just like, "What's your name?"
Tattoo Cardinal.
Controller,
Canadian film
controller
actor.
monkey. Controller monkey.
Oh, that's her like birth name.
Her birth name is Tattoo
Oh, it's
Cardinal.
Tattoo. I'm sorry.
So you
Oh,
just
you wrote
spelled
it
it
wrong.
wrong.
This
I
is
just
your
spelled
fault.
it wrong.
You're just stupid.
But her last name is Cardinal.
That's not
That's
as
not
weird
normal.
She
as
was a
Tattoo.
member of the Order of Canada.
What is the Order of Canada?
Is that like
Is
the
that like the
Golden Order?
Canadian Illuminati?
Yep.
What is the Order of Canada?
I just told you it's the Canadian Illuminati.
is Canada planning to take over the world or something?
Canada,
Okay.
you doing all right?
Anyway, all those people with fake names that we just mentioned are going to be in the show.
Yep.
Star Wars
And I
Vanity
don't
Fair
care.
article talking about the future of Star Wars, some of the creative motivations behind some of the new shows, and some of what to expect from the new shows was published by Vanity Fair, obviously. It also had like a photo shoot on the volume with some of the new Marvel character, or not Marvel,
Star Wars.
with some of the new Star Wars like characters and stuff. It's really long, but there's a lot of good information in there. If
But
you're
that's been
interested.
spread throughout the episode.
What do you mean spread throughout the episode? Oh, yeah. We'll talk about it more later. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there. Check it out.
All these dudes who should not be in the same picture together are in the same picture
But doesn't that
together.
picture look so sick,
It
though?
does look so sick.
Alrighty, Netflix confirms that 3 more of their animated shows, Wings of Fire, Anti-Racist Baby, and With Kind Regards from Kindergarten, have all been canceled, along with the closure of their animation.
Yeah, they're
That's-
good. They're scrapping off.
I've never heard anything more racist than canceling anti-racist baby.
Now all the babies are going to be racist.
Anti-racist baby is canceled.
What are we going to show our babies to make them not racist now?
We're just gonna have to treat them as normal
We're
people.
just going to have
What
to
was
raise
that?
them to not be racist.
Wasn't anti-racist baby one of those?
It
like,
was a
children's
It was a
book.
children's book.
It
Wasn't
was an Abraham X. Kendi thing.
Yeah, they used it in the confirmation of the new Supreme Court justice to try and do a gotcha moment.
What
but
was
it
that
didn't
book?
really make any sense.
What was that book we saw when filming one of the Marty video? Or was it a Marty video at the Barnes
How to
and
be an
Noble?
anti-racist.
No, it was a baby book.
I don't know. It doesn't
An
matter.
Abraham X. Kendi book was one of my textbooks in a class I had to take called Diversity in Music Pedagogy.
Patrick, no one who's watching this knows any of the words you just said.
No, well, we had to read his book called. It was one of the anti-racist.
Was it How to Be an Anti-Racist?
That was
That's
it.
the bit. That's his famous.
That's his famous.
That was a textbook.
That's the
for
one he
that
scams
class.
white women into buying. I mean, it's very academic.
Yeah, I mean, my teacher was a white woman, so.
Alrighty, anyway.
Okay, was it?
Kevin Feige says Loki Season 2 will begin filming in a few weeks with the whole cast returning.
Loki season 1, it turns out, was the most watched Marvel series on the platform,
Which
And it was
makes
great.
which is
sense.
interesting because it was the highest review. Had the highest reviews. They were the most positive.
You're telling me that the best reviewed one got the
The
most people
watched.
watching?
That's right. Of Marvel shows, they didn't say it was the most watched show ever.
I
Yeah,
think
obviously.
it had
That's
the best
obviously the
ending.
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
The other kind of I lost interest
Loki
along the way.
was the strongest
From start to
from
finish.
start to finish.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The ending of
yeah.
Loki just kind of. was bonkers.
I'll say that show, every single episode was like, oh my gosh, this crazy thing just happened.
There wasn't an episode-
oh my
Like
gosh,
Squid Game.
this even crazier thing just happened. Every episode, it just got more and more crazy.
Well, that show
It's
more than the
almost
other
as
ones
good as
felt like
Marvel
there was a
Boys.
reason to keep watching.
yeah.
It's Hayden.
Thank you, Pat. But the new one, like Moon Knight was good. Moon Knight's my favorite Marvel character, so I like Moon Knight a lot. But I feel like Loki was the better show.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier was like just kind of like a mediocre.
It was just a Marvel movie that had just been given a show for some reason.
was not great at the start, pretty good in the middle, and then pretty bad at the end.
Yeah,
I didn't
and
like
then
that
Hawkeye.
show.
Nobody cared about.
WandaVision was like, what's gonna happen?
And then nothing
Oh,
happened.
nothing happened. Loki was like, what's gonna happen? Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
I like how we still haven't addressed like any of that or any of like the spider things that happened at the end of Spider-Man. It's just kind of like, oh well, that
mean,
we
like how
we
they
set
addressed
up all that
all
Oh,
stuff.
the
Doctor
multiverse
Strange.
stuff.
Yeah, it still hasn't really been.
It's a way to have cameos. Now in any movie, just throw a big portal, and now there's a cameo.
Oh my gosh, it's George R. Martin.
writer of Game of Thrones.
It's
He doesn't exist in our universe for some
In
reason.
this universe, everything is Game of Thrones, but in real life.
And I still wrote all of it.
It's
And he still wrote it.
all right.
This doesn't make sense.
But yeah, that makes sense that Loki's the number one watched. It was the best one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But
Iron
also
Man,
season
what's
2 of
Fortnite?
Loki, different writers, different director.
Okay. Disenchanted will release this Thanksgiving on Disney Plus. Cool. All right, now into the business news. According to The Warp, the Oscars fan favorite film polls were rigged by bots in support of Zack Snyder.
What?
I keep seeing TikToks about this.
What? How could we have? What? No.
What?
How could we have known? Who? What?
I keep seeing people on TikTok be like,
You're telling me Zack Snyder's zombie movie, I don't even remember the name,
Army of the
the Dead, isn't the greatest movie ever made? What?
I keep seeing
You're
TikToks of people
telling
being
me
like,
that people were more hyped sitting in their homes watching the last scene from the Snyder Cut of Justice League were more hyped than when Captain America says Avengers assembled in Endgame? What?
Sam,
Impossible!
honestly, I think it probably would have won if there wasn't bots. This was a horrible idea from start to finish.
Yeah.
Why did they expect this not to just be Zack Snyder fanboys?
Yeah, I don't know why.
That's what Twitter is.
Yeah.
Twitter is actual bots,
Like just robots.
just robots.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder
No,
fans,
Elon Musk
and
is
then
going to
angry
verify
unemployed,
everybody now.
and then
though.
angry unemployed leftists.
Yeah, angry unemployed political commentators.
Look. They're gonna. Elon Musk is gonna verify everyone, and then we won't have bots anymore.
yep,
Problem solved.
that's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Bots can't verify themselves.
That's right. Well, no, okay.
I'm not a robot.
Why did I just?
Done.
Why did they do this? Who at the Oscars or at Disney? It was probably more likely Disney. Went, hey, we should have people on the internet vote on a thing. Like they were immediately going to mean
This is
it.
why. They were like, no one watches our show.
Uh-huh.
How do we get people to watch our show? I know. Let the people pick a thing, and then the people who vote will want to
Also,
watch the show.
the categories didn't make any sense.
Yeah, they made no sense.
One was favorite movie of the year, which is like, okay,
That
sure.
makes sense, I guess.
It's Army of the Dead. Whatever. Funny. The other one was favorite all-time movie moment?
Which made no
But
sense
if you do that,
conceptually. Makes
if you
no
do that
sense.
every year, does
be
it
the same every
retroactive-
time.
No, does it retroactively change what everyone's favorite all-time favorite thing was last year? And if it's scene by scene, can it not be the same scene twice?
It's proof that the Oscars just thinks that regular people are
No,
dumb.
they're gonna change the question
No.
to be, "What's the all-time best scene that wasn't the scene we picked last time?"
I hope they do it again, and they just keep doing it until basically every scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League wins,
Is picked.
until the whole movie wins by like it's 300 years of Oscar awards, and there's still
They're still
nominated.
memeing Zack Snyder's
But,
Justice League.
yeah, people on Twitter were very mad. Zack Snyder fanboys were because they were like, "No, we're a real fan group. We don't use bots. We're very passionate."
No, you're just a bunch
Sure.
of weirdos.
Okay, Johnny, you're speaking
You're just
for
a bunch
like
of
million
weirdos who
people,
need to go
so-
touch grass.
I don't understand why they're so dedicated to it.
because he's their hero.
Why?
Because
Because he made one movie they
He's
like.
got a cool name. His name sounds Zack Snyder. Sounds cool.
I saw people like
I'll
genuinely,
invest years of my life into this.
people were like genuinely shocked that it was like rigged. I'm like, no matter,
You
even
ever
if it
been? You
wasn't,
ever been on Twitter?
even if it wasn't Zack Snyder, it would still be rigged. Someone
Yeah.
would just use bots or something. Like,
Alrighty. Anyway,
it works.
He fit
Disney
that
Plus has
whole ball
reached
in there.
137.7 million subscribers, and an ad-supported tier will be made available by the end of the year. That's
How
a
many
lot of
Netflix subscribers are there?
200 something.
So Disney's catching up.
No, Disney Plus is number 2 right now.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how they're planning on. The smartest thing to do would be adding more adult content.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
they already put in that warning. It's like, warning, make sure
They've
you're
put-
an adult before you watch
They've
this.
put they've put the Netflix Defender stuff on there.
Yeah.
Which that's like 5 shows, and then they've put the only other TVMA thing I've seen them put on there is the Tom Brady Super Bowl docuseries, which is TVMA because he
swears.
drops F-bombs every
Yeah.
now and then. But those are the only 2 things I've seen
The
them
only
put
thing,
on there.
if Disney wants to catch up, the only thing they got to do is add comedy specials.
That's right. That's true. They got to get Dave Chappelle on there.
No, but they don't want to risk getting crucified by.
Yeah, no, they'll never do comedy. No, if they did comedy,
Every time Netflix adds a new comedy special, I feel like they get crucified.
Oh,
on Twitter.
dude, Bill Burr.
Every single time.
Bill
Yeah.
Burr is coming to my campus next year, and I'm gonna go watch him.
That's nice.
He's a cool guy.
Bill Burr is boring to me. I don't know
Bill
if I
Burr.
like Bill
What
Burr.
does he do?
I like him in the
He
Mandalorian.
says comedy things and occasionally shows up in Star Wars for some.
Disney added 11.8 million new subscribers in Q1.
yeah.
That's pretty good.
And Netflix lost 200,000. So Disney going up, Netflix going down.
they're doing one
Disney's
of these.
gonna be number 1, Sam. In a couple of years, they're gonna be number 1.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Once they
Alrighty.
start they're already doing their goal, which is to crank out like Star Wars
Well, do you
shows.
remember-
that transitions us
And Marvel
perfectly
shows
into our
it's-
next topic.
Do you
Netflix,
remember when they were literally just the Mandalorian streaming service? We talked about that.
For like a
Netflix
whole year, they were there.
lays off roughly 2% of its workforce, about 150 positions, mostly creative executives, and the company has also canceled many projects and is greenlighting fewer projects and is cutting budgets across the board.
Well, here's
They're
the thing.
having a panic attack.
They hired way too many people and made way too many things, and not all of them were hits.
90% of them were actually really
No,
bad.
I'll tell you, they spent way too much money. I'm gonna try to pull up the number here.
How much debt does
They
Netflix
spent
have?
$17 billion on content last year alone, and that includes like spending $400 million on like Knives Out sequels.
I mean, it is kind of a shame, though, because Netflix is one of the few...
Guess how much debt
Netflix is one of the few companies that is willing to spend money on, like, new creatives.
Yeah.
That make stuff that, like...
They're the
otherwise
only
wouldn't have
company
been
that
seen.
will make an original movie.
Yeah,
Problem
like
is-
stuff like Arcane, Squid Game, you know, those big hits that they... Stranger Things to an extent. That kind of stuff wouldn't have been made
By anyone else.
by anyone else, because only Netflix is willing...
Except for Amazon, because Amazon has infinite cash and doesn't have to worry about
Yeah,
that.
well, Netflix
It's
is
high
the only
risk,
company...
high reward.
What? Oh, yeah.
It's more like spend a lot of money, make zero profits.
Maybe something good will come out.
Profits are.
Cena,
Because sometimes you get Jerry in, and Jerry goes, "What if we make a puppet, but he shoots lasers?" And then they spend $1 million.
Guys, I
on
have
it.
a vision for a show. It's about a marionette
Okay.
who poops
Well,
bricks made
what's
of
interesting
titanium.
is Netflix.
Genius idea, Jerry. You're promoted again.
No, what's interesting is that the Netflix and the CW situation really closely mirror each other. They were both designed with like so little overhead, where the plan was just to throw cash at people and just let people just sweep in the cash regardless of quality or quantity
Yeah.
or how much anything costs.
Right now, Netflix has $14.5 billion of debt. And in just the first quarter of this year, they paid $188 million in interest.
And they're getting sued right now because they defrauded investors.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah. So Netflix is in a heap of trouble.
They're
They're gonna have
bleeding subscribers. So
what they're gonna end up doing is they're probably gonna switch to a more Netflix model, not Netflix, Disney Plus type model.
Where they make good shows and
where they make
One,
fewer high
they're
quality
gonna make
shows.
probably about 80% less content a year. Like right now, they're dropping like 2 shows a week in a movie.
Well, that's because right now 99% of people miss almost everything that they put out.
Yeah, they
So-
just because they're throwing just stuff out there, which is the dumbest plan ever.
Because what? So they can say, "Hey, we have
Just so
the
they can have
most
the most stuff. Yeah.
And they do. They have the most stuff. Good job.
The problem is,
people
most
don't-
of the
no
stuff
one
is
likes that
garbage.
stuff.
People really want to watch like 4 things, But they want to know they can watch a lot of
People
things.
want to watch
Stranger Things,
Things,
The Witcher.
The Witcher, Squid Game, and like either Arcane or like some other show. For
problem
us, it's
is
Arcane.
you-
But like, then there's like 100,000 other things that are also there, and 99% of those things are really bad.
Or they're like kids programming is, like Netflix original.
Like
kids
Larva, the best show about
problem is-
maggots.
You buy Netflix.
what was that?
You watch the show you wanted to watch.
Richie Rich? Was that one
Oh,
of theirs?
Richie Rich.
Oh yeah,
that
was
show
my
was a
favorite show.
banger.
12 episodes, baby. The problem with Netflix is you buy it, you watch the good show that you wanted to watch,
And then you're
and
stuck
then you
with
have it for a month, and you're like, oh, there's nothing here except Coco Melon.
Did they finish the series of unfortunate events?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they did.
How many scenes do they have? Like 3?
I think they did 3.
They finished. They finished
Because
the
they
book.
only do 3 or 4. 4 is their max amount. They will not make a show that goes beyond 4 unless it's Stranger
Well, no,
Things.
That's actually a good
they
show.
Which gets 5.
they got through all the books, so they were out of
That
content.
too. No, but
Did they?
they've said after season 3, viewership goes down. Like people stop watching on like library content, and so they've just decided.
Someone
to apply
needs to tell
original
that to the
content.
CW.
Well, CW strategy was: is it making money? I don't care. Sell it to the French television stations, and it
Pump
doesn't
it
matter.
up.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Netflix is going to give us $1 million
High
for
rolling.
this anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
And
And that's why Netflix has no money.
Netflix plan was everyone subscribe to Netflix. The money comes in. We'll just throw it at Bill from accounting. He has an idea for a
We
show.
are incapable of losing money.
Yeah.
You should give us your money.
We've
And
all
then they
no.
ran
I
out of
think at
money.
this point they're like, we've already lost so much money. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
It's like the U.S. government.
Except for they're firing everyone.
But their plan, Netflix's overall plan to shut down all animated content. I don't understand how that
Why was that the
tracks.
answer?
They probably have some metric that it gets less views.
Yeah, that it gets less views.
They
or
want to
that-
invest in what
or
makes
that
money.
they can just
Netflix?
outsource animation or
Yeah.
something.
Netflix is getting rid of animation.
They're not
internal
making any
animation
more
studios.
Yeah,
So like Arcane?
Arcane's made by Riot Games, so it might.
Like they're still going to release shows. They're just not going to internally develop them.
Why are you licking Patrick's hand? It's kinda
I like
weird.
how she puts her paw on it too. She's
Okay,
like,
you have fun
oh,
over
give
there.
me this.
Alrighty, moving on. Movie news. We got a trailer for Predator 5.
No, Sam.
No, this is not.
This one is called Prey.
Yeah, but it's Predator 5.
But
So here we
it's
go.
called Prey. the
Since the
TV
monkeys
film.
are gone.
Here's the thing.
So this is coming
Made by
exclusively to Hulu.
Oh, it's going straight to Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
Oh,
a
so
good
no
sign.
one will
Hulu
watch it.
original.
Oh, from the director of 10 Cloverfield. Oh, this one's going to be a banger, boys. This
Everyone
one's going to
watches
be a banger,
Hulu
ladies and gentlemen.
originals.
So
Like Marvel.
Yeah, when you're trying to
Runaways.
hide from an evil alien, the best place to run is the middle
If you're
of a
gonna say
field.
it's from the director of something nobody's seen, just say the name of the director.
oh, she's eating a pencil right now.
That's okay. Actually, probably take
That
that
pencil. I'm sorry, Sina.
You might choke on that.
Here, give me that pencil. Actually, I'm gonna eat that pencil.
Uh-oh.
Shoot,
Lasers on your head.
This
and
is just
a-
like Avatar.
This is just like Avatar.
This is Avatar
except
with
for
humans.
not at all.
So that was Prey.
Oh, that's it.
Wow, what a good trailer.
August 5th, Sam.
All right.
That was the whole trailer.
Yes.
well then.
So I know what that's about.
so basically,
Cool.
this is a prequel. It's the
monkeys
Predators.
back.
They're back in time, and they're hunting Native Americans.
Yes.
They're probably just gonna make like 40 of
Wouldn't they
these.
just very easily kill like everyone?
Yeah, that seems like
They
not
should, but I'm sure they'll use their breath or like
Or
wits.
is it gonna be like Ewoks where they just somehow?
No, it'll be like they use. Or are you just gonna play Nicolas
I
Cage?
feel like
Dragon for 9
Machine Gun beats Smart. No.
No.
What if you're smart and have
Hey
machine
guys, we
gun?
could drop a bomb over here. Oh
No.
no, they have bow and arrows.
No, the Native Americans will use their wits to like kind of fight the predator,
So it'll be like like Home Alone.
and then they'll have mutual respect, and the predator will leave, being like, "No, you are cool." And
Oh, so
then
it's
he'll
gonna be
leave.
like the Alien versus Predator movie.
yeah, kind of.
Great. Anyway, moving on.
My guess is Disney's plan is they're just gonna crank out 1 million different predators set at 1 million different time periods.
Yeah, I mean, why
Like
not?
this one's on the Titanic, like just like stuff like that.
Just random things. Alrighty, Adam Wingard's set to direct the MonsterVerse, which is and to direct Godzilla vs Kong 2.
No, he's set to direct Godzilla vs Kong 2.
Yes,
Yeah.
What did he say? I thought that's what he said.
that's it. He's gonna direct Godzilla vs Kong 2. And Dan Stevens has signed on as the human lead.
Dan Stevens played the main character in a different movie he made called
You know what
The Guest.
Godzilla vs. Kong doesn't need?
A sequel?
Human leads.
Did the
ever.
Meg get a sequel?
It's
getting
getting
one.
one.
Thank
I think
goodness.
it comes out
It
next
sold
year.
a lot of tickets in
I
China.
think they're filming it.
I
now.
saw that movie.
So did we.
So did we.
I think, did I see it with
Sort
you?
of by accident, though.
No, I don't think you did.
No, because we went to go see Tomb Raider, I think.
we went to go. No, we went to go
And
see a
how,
different
and you ended
movie.
up at the Meg?
No, we went to go... No, I think we just went, and we were going to just pick a movie when we got there.
Yeah, and we went and we saw the Meg.
And there was nothing else playing.
Yeah, it was
And
just
we were like, okay, you know, the
guess we'll
Meg,
see the Meg.
at least she'll be, like, goofy. And it was actually just horrible.
No, I do love the part where they kill the Meg.
I like the
halfway through.
first half of the movie where they finish the whole movie in the first half.
And then a
I don't like
different
the
Meg
second
shows
half
up.
of the movie where they just play the first half again.
It's trying to be even Jaws-y or Jaws.
It's just Jaws if there was two sharks.
Well, don't worry, Patrick. 'cause
Oh yeah,
they're
they
making-
kill the first
they
one,
kill
and
one
they
and then
think it's
another
over,
one is just
and then there's
also there.
another one. Yeah,
So dumb.
Anyway,
we gotta go even deeper.
Godzilla vs Kong 2. Sam, what are they gonna do?
My guess, if I had to guess, another robot version of one of them appears, and they have to fight it.
Robot Kong, but I'm presuming he'd be weaker than Robot Godzilla.
No. They'll get the genes of a giant donkey from the underworld place. They'll take the King Kong's genes and they'll mix them to make a Donkey Kong hybrid.
I don't know how
called
people can watch
Donkey
these
Kong.
movies and not feel stupid watching them.
Well, you're kind of supposed to. They're not supposed to be good.
Yeah,
They're not good.
They're just fun.
They're a big
Don't
fun
like 'em.
movie where you watch a big monkey.
I don't
hit a
even
big
think it's
Elizabeth
fun.
X.
I just don't
Did
enjoy
you
it.
see Godzilla vs Kong?
Eventually, I saw it. Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
It was pretty fun.
Well, you didn't see it in the theater though, right?
No.
Yeah, it's
No,
only
it's
fun
more
if
fun
you see
in
it on
the-
the big screen.
Yeah, when the big monkey has his big
The
axe.
monkey and the Godzilla got to be big.
No, okay, but you know how at the end they go to the underworld, underworld land. My guess is most of it's going to take place there, and the plot of the movie is going to be like the government's trying to get to the underworld land to mine the special energy or whatever, and then the monkey. There's going to be a lot of King Kongs and like a bunch of Godzilla, and they're going to have a big fight.
That'd be
And
great.
you know how Kong has his axe and he still loses.
Uh-huh.
This time he's going to have the axe and a suit of armor.
He's gonna win now.
And he's going to win.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Because Kong needs like a lot of assistance.
Blumhouse came up with the title for a movie and then made a whole movie based on the concept of the title called They/Them, which
I
is
saw that.
It, for one, is a reference to modern gendered pronouns, gender neutral pronouns, and is also a slasher movie. It is set to take place in an LGBTQIA plus conversion camp, and a serial killer attacks and starts slashing them.
So
Is Kevin
this
I thought
took
Kevin
place
Bacon is in this
100 years ago. I don't know. Were they gay people 100 years ago?
No, that was like in the 90s,
In
in
so
the
this-
early 2000s. and
Okay.
sometimes still now.
Wow. I rescind my comment.
Yeah, so it's like I said.
Oh,
they
this is on
clearly came
Peacock.
up with the title and then a movie.
This is
after.
on Peacock, by the way.
Oh yeah, so you know it's gonna be good. It's a Peacock.
And you know anyone's going to watch it.
no one's gonna.
No one's going to watch it.
This movie's gonna die.
We
as
should
soon as
watch it
can.
just for the sake of watching
I
it.
don't care enough to do that.
We're gonna be the three people.
Hey,
who watch
maybe this will be the new mega horror franchise. We haven't had a new slasher franchise in a while. Plus, the next one they could call it He/Him, and then they could make
Be her.
just
Every
She/her
set of pronouns.
and then we can just go through all the pronouns, and then you can just keep making them forever.
And because you can just make them up, you just keep going.
Exactly. You can just keep going forever. Make
plan,
guys.
an infinite of them.
This
Where
is
they all
gonna-
be set at gay conversion camps.
Someone's gonna find this
Yeah, but,
episode and then decide that our podcast is canceled.
Don't worry, Patrick. You need an audience for that to happen.
All right. According to Kathleen Kennedy, Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy is still in development, but has been placed on the back burner as Rian has been unbelievably busy with Knives Out 2 and the deal
5
he
other
made
films.
at Netflix for multiple movies.
So yeah, because he's good doing 2.
So he's too busy making good movies.
So
is what I'm hearing.
in 20 years we'll get his trilogy.
I want for him to make these.
I want for him to make the whole trilogy.
Yeah.
The
From
fact
start
that they
to
gave
finish.
him
Yeah.
the most important chapter of an already established trilogy,
It was a stupid
knowing
plan.
that look, his main thing is subverting tropes, like that's his big thing. Don't give him the middle
Look.
chapter of a very rigid, fan-oriented trilogy.
Look, my guy Ryan, he's a starter, and then he sees it through. My guy Ryan is not one to take over something someone else started
and then just carry it until the next guy.
because not only does he subvert our expectations, he just subverts the entire storyline. It doesn't make no sense.
If he can subvert his own storyline, that's fine, because he can just come up with an ending.
Right, but he's subverting a storyline that's been written by 3 different people.
He's like,
He was like,
it's like someone was captaining a boat, and they went to go sleep, and he took over, and he's crashed.
he'd be like, what if I made this into a submarine?
and then he crashed the boat into an iceberg. It'd be like, Brett, you didn't expect that, and then like left.
And then someone else...
He was like, didn't expect that, idiot. A helicopter comes in, picks him up, he flies away, and J.J. Abrams is just like,
Now
what
pick up
on earth just happened?
Now pick
and then
up
he
the
has to
pieces.
speed
But
and
if
try
you
to
let-
rebuild his boat
if you
while it's crashing
let
into an
Ryan
iceberg.
Johnson-
And then Kathleen's like, here's some duct tape. Fix the boat.
And if you let Ryan Johnson get on his boat and go where he needs to go from start to finish, then if he crashes the boat, he's got to fix it himself.
Yeah.
You can't.
And he
you don't have to
probably
let
knows how
someone
to
else.
fix it because it's his boat.
Yeah, and he had a plan to crash it
Exactly.
the whole time.
Right.
But no,
This is a very confusing metaphor.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't track now. But anyway, I want him to do his Knives Out 2 and 3, right?
Because those are going to be cool.
Because those should
Knives
be
Out
good.
1 was really good. I liked it a lot.
So
It's my
let him
favorite
do
of
that.
like the modern
And this was
mystery movies.
expected,
Yeah.
Max. Are you going to try to climb over the back of the couch right
Oh,
now?
he's just gonna, maybe.
I hope we can get like the scooching sound on the mic.
Hope the mic picked that up. Alrighty.
Here he comes. Why?
Because then you want to move all your stuff.
Anyway, Pixar's next film, directed by Peter Son, the guy who directed The Good Dinosaur.
Oh, fantastic
Good
movie.
sign. Is titled Elemental and follows an unlikely pair, Ember and Wade, fire and water, who live in a city where fire, water, and land and air residents live together. The film releases on June 16, 2023. So you know that city from Korra?
Sure.
It's that.
They're doing
Oh my
elements
gosh!
again.
Something
know what?
about
So-
elemental powers that's never been done before.
So what they're doing is they're taking
original.
things that should have been Pixar shorts and they're making them entire movies.
I'm just happy they're doing original movies again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Because
not
they
just-
Soul was good.
They did sequels for like 4 straight years.
Soul
And
is
they were
my
mostly
favorite
that.
of their modern movies. I didn't really like the one with the red pandas turning red. That one was I didn't like that one.
Soul was really good.
Everyone
and then
seemed
Luca
to
was
love
okay.
Encanto.
Luca
And
was pretty
Turning
good
Red
too.
was
Luca
okay.
was good, but
Turning
it was
Red
very
wasn't my
forgettable.
favorite, but it was all right.
Encanto was Pixar, right? Oh
Nope,
no,
that
it was
was
Disney.
Disney.
Okay, never mind. JK. People like that one.
Oh,
though.
Coco's Disney.
Coco was really
I
good.
hate
Right,
Coco.
Coco's good too.
Yeah, Coco was probably my favorite of. Well,
It's a good
Coco
movie,
and Soul are probably tied for.
but
me.
Soul
I
is
hate it
really good.
because
Soul's
of how
my
much
favorite.
everyone says it's good. Like
Which
everyone
one?
like Coco. It's so overrated.
I
Like,
haven't really heard a lot of hype for it.
no,
Coco is
like,
really good.
It's a good movie, but it's like every time a
Are you
teacher's
thinking of
like,
Encanto?
No, not Encanto. I mean, it's the same thing with Encanto, but it's like it was just like a fine movie. And like
Yeah, that's my
every
foot
time
baby.
a teacher's like, "What
trying to
movie
steal
should we
yourself.
watch?"
I know
Everyone's like, "Coco." I'm like,
Stop
"Why?"
it.
Coco
Not that
was good
good.
though, and I think Soul was better than Coco.
Yeah, Soul is better than Coco.
Anyway.
Elemental.
now
did you
it's
say,
like
June
50-50.
16,
Oh yeah, it
2023?
comes out June 16th next year.
Yeah.
There was a time where every single Pixar movie was a banger, and now they're kind of like
Now it's every now and then it's a banger.
right.
Alrighty, producer Jerry Bruckheimer confirms
Jerry
that
Buttheimer.
yeah, Buttheimer,
Yes.
butt hugger.
Thank you for clarifying.
Confirms that they are developing a script for a Pirates of the Caribbean film starring Margot Robbie.
So
What?
I kind of feel like that's a
Margot?
bit disrespectful.
they fired Johnny Depp, right?
Well, he said he was never going to come back anyway.
No, they were going to do a 6.
Yeah.
They were negotiating, and then the Amber Heard thing broke out, and then he was fired from it. And then they went to Margot Robbie and Christina Hodson. Christina Hodson wrote Birds of Prey, and the Flash movie, and the Batgirl movie.
All bangers, except for every single one of those.
Yes. Well, 2 of them haven't come out yet.
But they're not going to.
But she's basically just been a staff writer for DC. Like, she's just been cranking out scripts for them. And then they came and they got her to do Pirates of the Caribbean. They're going to have Margot Robbie be the star. And they will not have Johnny Depp come back.
She's a good choice for the lead at
Because he
least.
doesn't want to come
actually
back.
agree. I feel like she actually is a good choice.
And
if you're
she's
going to try and do
Australian.
another thing.
Yeah. She has the accent. That's all you need to be a pirate.
Although
Does
she
have an
looks
accent?
very similar to the female lead of the first 3.
No, they'll just make her look
Like,
scruffy
they
and
look
piratey.
almost identical.
Nah. No way. Alrighty. Francis Ford Coppola That's his name.
Yep, Francis Ford Coppola. Yep.
Yep. No, Cord. Casts his self-financed $100 million film Megalopolis. Megalopolis.
I think it's supposed to be Megaopolis.
Well, you spelled it Megalopolis.
Where is this in here?
Megalopolis.
I think that it might
Did
actually
you
be the
guys
same.
just skip the Barbie thing?
We didn't get there yet. Wait, did we? Did we skip the Barbie thing?
I don't remember
we
there
didn't.
being a Barbie thing.
I added a Barbie thing. That's the last thing.
I thought
No, we're not even there yet.
But you
We're not
just
even
talked
close.
about. Oh shoot.
Oh, we put this on here twice.
Okay,
all over the
I got
place.
lost, guys. My bad.
go.
Apologies, audience.
Alrighty, Francis Ford Coppola casts his self-financed $100 million film Megalopolis. Adam Driver, Natalie Emmanuel, Forrest Whitaker,
Forrest Gump?
Lawrence Fishburne, and John Voight will star in the film written by Coppola.
Look,
I mean, that's a pretty good
I'm glad
cast.
Adam Driver's
So-
getting
Adam
jobs.
Driver is just
This is
doing
his, like-
banger after banger.
This is like his dream. This is like his dream project.
Mhm.
Like he's been trying to get this made for like 50 years, and nobody wanted to make it. And so
That's a good sign.
He just basically saved all his money and is going to make it himself. And
Well, the
he's,
last
like,
self-financed film we saw was phenomenal, I must say.
of course, yeah.
Moonfall was unlike anything I'd ever seen before.
So
Might
these
even be better than Morbius.
but Francis Ford
Shit,
Coppola is
there's
like
no way. It's
They were
Francis-
both the movie of the year.
Francis Ford Coppola is 83 years old.
Thank you. Anyway,
So
That's crazy.
presumably he'll try to make this before he dies.
that would be the hope.
Oh
All right.
no!
The
Oh, the
logline for the film reads, "The fate of Rome haunts a modern world unable to solve its own social problems. In this epic story of political ambition, genius, and conflicted love."
This sounds
What? So is this like a Rome time travel movie?
I think they put out a more specific.
What does that mean?
That is the most vague thing I've ever heard.
Is
be
it
read.
about Rome? Is it like a biopic?
No, it's not about Rome.
No, it's about the fate of Rome.
No, it's not about that either.
Oh,
So what is it about? What does Rome
The same
have
thing
to
that
do with
happens
anything?
to this kind of happened in Rome.
Was it a modern retelling of the fall of Rome?
No,
But what is it?
it's a weird thing. I'm trying to find
All the things I
synopsis.
just said classify as weird things.
here's what it currently says about this movie. Nothing. It says an architect wants to rebuild New York City as a utopia following a devastating disaster.
Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to find.
How does
Cool.
that and what was written in the docket
Because
coincide
he's
at
trying to
all?
build
New
a
Rome?
new empire, like utopia
Like
similar to
Rome?
Rome, but the same things that happened to Rome are gonna happen to this new empire.
People know why Rome was a utopia, right?
Because they killed all the dissenters.
Well, no, that was after. It's because 90% of the population were like slaves.
Yes.
It was really only a paradise for like the rich people.
Well, the other
and
people
everyone else got to
Well, Sam,
stoke the
the
fires
others-
of the bathhouses.
The others didn't get count as people, so all the people were real happy.
No, they got to vote actually.
Good. I'm sure it counted. Yeah, and then Julius Caesar showed up.
Well, that was after they killed him.
Guys, don't
As soon as he tried to make voting not a thing anymore, he got killed.
don't try to make me remember history stuff because that was
I only know because I took Latin.
But
for some
anyway-
reason.
That was 4 years ago.
Alrighty.
I'm just
Cool.
looking forward to when he makes this, and then it comes out, and then no one sees it, and then he complains about millennials for not enjoying real films.
Yeah. Alan Richardson
Richardson
has been cast in Fast X.
Yes, he is Hawk from Titans,
Oh,
Great.
and Jack Reacher from the current
Sam,
Jack
put it back on the
Reacher
monkey
Amazon
show.
show.
No, I like this better.
Or put it on the spinning wheel.
All right,
He's-
cool.
They needed another big guy.
Yep. Christopher Walken
Big
cast
guy.
as the Emperor in Dune Part 2.
Yes.
Okay. Bullet
I
Train.
thought they filmed Dune Part 2 at the same time.
No, they haven't
No,
filmed it
not
yet.
yet.
It's filming later this year.
Bullet Train pushed back a week to August 5th. Why?
I
Comes
think
out
they're
on the weekend
because
before
nothing
that.
else really comes out in August. I think their plan is to like dodge everything else and like just have this kind of play throughout August.
It's got to be the only thing to
enough.
make money.
I mean, Sony really likes this movie.
Sony's so high on this
Because
movie.
Sony is based
This
in
is the
Japan.
only reason El Muerto's getting made.
Sony is based in Japan, and so the movie takes place in Japan,
movie
and
looks
so
so
all the
hot.
executives are like, yes,
Brad
this is
Pitt.
best movie ever made.
Brad Pitt and Sandra Bullock are in it.
And
So-
Bad Bunny and Aaron Taylor Johnson. Aaron Taylor Johnson got Craven because of this, and Bad Bunny got El Muerto because of this.
Lady Gaga's in this.
No, she isn't.
Says she is.
I think that's a lie.
And why is she on the cast page?
Because it's a lie.
She's on the cast.
No, it's a lie.
Cool.
It's
Anyway,
not a lie. She's
that's
in
not
the
important
cast.
at all. Netflix considering giving Knives Out 2 a 45-day theatrical release before it hits the service. Do it.
It should.
I want to see it in the movie.
No,
Apparently, the preparation watch list. Oh, this is funny. Apparently, the preparation watch list for Barbie included The Truman Show, and the cast has also been taking rigorous dance lessons. And according to some like random news outlet on Twitter, the script is being hailed as one of the best ever written.
For a Barbie movie or for a movie period?
apparently Simu
Like ever.
Apparently Simu Liu wasn't going to Simu Liu.
Ooh,
Liu? Is it just Liu?
I think so.
Whatever. Shang-Chi. He was gonna do this. He was gonna not do this, and then his agent was like, "No, dude, this is the best script I've ever read in my entire life."
I think
And then he
his
signed on
agent
to
is
do it.
screwing with him.
I think his agent might be.
I
I don't know. I mean, maybe there's like a which.
with this cast, it has to have something that's
Let's
really
say
attracting.
you're
everybody.
Doctor Strange.
yeah, money.
You have access to the multiverse. What percent of universes exist where this is the greatest script ever written?
None.
Like maybe like 5% of universes, maybe.
That's still a lot of universes.
0.0005%.
But I see why they're telling them to watch the Truman Show. Because my guess is this is gonna be like a Barbie goes to the real world thing.
Do you think it's going to be like Don't Worry, Darling?
No, I think it's gonna be more like like this. You know how in like the early 2010s they made like the Smurfs movie, where the Smurfs went from cartoon world to
no.
the real world.
I don't think they would.
That
do
wasn't
and they ran around
good.
New York City. No, it's gonna be that, but Barbie is a product in the real world. Like she goes from being
That just seems
fake.
dumb.
because Will Ferrell is playing the CEO of Mattel,
Oh.
and it's supposed to be this like meta Truman Show type commentary. So
Well, we'll see. Oh no! She'll have the same character arc as Buzz Lightyear.
yeah,
Yeah, where she realizes like she's a toy, but she thought that she was real.
She's Pinocchio.
Yeah.
No, she's Buzz Lightyear.
And
Pinocchio knew he wasn't real.
I want
That's
to
what-
be a real boy.
yeah, he wanted to be a real boy.
Buzz
'cause he
Lightyear
knew he
doesn't go,
wasn't
I want to
real.
be a real
boy,
man. He just goes, oh,
Papa.
boo, I'm sad because I'm not a real man. All right, that's
Woody's
cool.
Roundup.
All right.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
David, on to business news. David
apparently
Zaslav wants to remake Warner Bros. To have a similar structure to Disney with separate entities with individual creative leaders for divisions like DC, New Line, and Animation, who all report to a film boss overseeing the total output.
Yes, makes sense.
Yes, please do that.
Why is this not the model
Why
already?
weren't you doing
What
this
was the
before?
model before?
Oh, they basically just had like 50 million
The
people in
model
charge.
the model before was take all of your IPs, put them in a cauldron, stir it for a little bit, take a scoop out, give it to an executive, he drinks it, he pukes out a bunch of random nonsense, and you make a movie about that.
Yeah, they were basically just they were kind of doing something similar to Netflix, but they were just kind of like running around willy-nilly, greenlighting random things that they didn't have really a
They were
strategy for.
running around naked with paper bags over their heads, bumping into everything and falling over. That's what they were doing.
But apparently they're looking for leadership for especially DC right now, which we talked about a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's what they desperately need,
but nobody wants to do it.
because
which-
that is a hard job.
100% understandable. Why would you
Warner
ever want
Brothers.
that job?
Give it to me, I'll do it. I'll do it
Well,
for
whoever-
free.
whoever gets
That's
hired-
a lie. I
whoever-
might do it for a discounted price.
Guys, you could get Sam from the McDonCast.
I trust me. I know better than you. I can promise you that.
No, but obviously, like whoever ends up getting that job, they will be harassed for the entire rest of their life by Zack Snyder fans, just constantly.
Warner Bros. I don't care about what Zack Snyder fans say. I'll make fun of them even.
In public. I will burn that bridge. But anyway,
I'll do next.
I think the other thing they want to do is establish like individual identities for each of like their corporate what do you call it? when it's like a restaurant chain. Like, you know how their sister companies?
Franchises?
No, like their studios. Like their individual studio. Like they want New Line to be... You know how Pixar and Disney Animation kind of they're separate?
They're like their own thing.
They want that. They want New Line to have its own feel, DC to have its own feel, Warner Bros. Animation to have its own feel. I think they want everything to like kind of be their own separate brands.
Good. That's what they should do.
Because that's what Disney does.
I think they should turn down the brightness on every film.
You think they should all be darker?
Like
Just
Zack Snyder's
the way they
Justice
look,
League.
Like Zack Snyder's Justice League?
No, like
No, I
the
like
new,
how Marvel does it. I like it when movies have color in them.
like the Batman, like how everything would be impossible to watch in a sunny room.
Well, okay, for the Batman, I give it a pass because that's like
It looked
that's
really
his vibe.
cool, but
like for like Superman,
No.
why didn't that have
Turn
color?
that brightness up. Because Zack Snyder made
anyways,
it.
let me tell you about this one.
Okay,
Kathleen Kennedy says they learned from Solo, a Star Wars story, that getting a new actor to replicate any of the OG characters is near impossible. I think she's kind of wrong because everyone liked Donald Glover's Lando.
I love Donald Glover as Lando.
And it was great.
He was my favorite part of that movie.
Everyone likes Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan.
Now the new guy, I don't really. The guy who was playing Han Solo was
No, what they
whatever.
learned is that they're terrible at casting.
Yeah, except for Donald Glover.
Yeah, which was great.
That was spot on. Everyone else, no.
No, she was basically like, yeah, recasting old characters doesn't work. And I was like,
You're dumb.
did she know that Ewan McGregor was not the original Obi-Wan actor?
You are a dumb.
Did she know that?
If you think of Obi-Wan, though, I think he's the Obi-Wan you think of.
What?
If you're,
Ewan McGregor? That's because Alec Guinness was in one
That's
movie.
because Alec Guinness
Right.
was in like 15
Well,
minutes.
he was in episodes 5 and 6, but he was mostly in episode 4.
Yeah,
Right.
he had like 15 minutes of
He
collective
would show up
screen
as a
time across
ghost
the
in
entire
the
franchise.
He would show up as a ghost in 5
Yeah.
and 6 and go, Luke, what is going on, dude? Get your crap
Get
together.
your poop in a bag and get it together and work yourself
No,
out.
but also Alden Ehrenreich wasn't that bad either.
he wasn't.
Like, he was fine.
I didn't have a problem
And he
with
was
it.
not the reason that movie didn't make any money.
Yeah.
No, it was
script
because
was
everyone
awful.
saw The Last Jedi.
That's because they shot it twice and
And
it
the
cost
script was
$300
bad.
million to make.
The
and they
script
went
was
through
also
3
bad.
directors.
Yeah, so obviously that's why that movie didn't work.
If
Yeah.
the movie had dialogue that wasn't cringe, it would have been great.
I
The
think
biggest problem with all the Star Wars movies, excluding episodes 8 and 9, because that's sort of its own thing, excluding those two, the biggest problem with the majority of Star Wars movies is the dialogue is just cringe.
you know, I think that
it's just cringe.
Kathleen Kennedy always has the wrong takeaways from problems that she caused.
She looked at the $300 million Solo budget, the fact that it came out about 2 weeks after Avengers Infinity War, and the fact that the negative fan perception of Star Wars at the time was super low, and she went, it was probably the Alden Ehrenreich thing. That's what made that movie fun. That was how, that's his
Yeah,
fault.
it's that we recast the character. It's not my
that it was
fault.
poorly constructed from the beginning.
Right.
And that the
Cena,
people
leave
who
it.
were making the good version you fired so that Rod Howard could come remake the
She
movie.
just takes all the
She's
wrong
fine, I just don't wanna eat
conclusions
the
from
pop filter.
Oh, baby.
like she's like, this underperformed.
Yeah.
I wonder why. It was probably this, and everyone's like, no.
It was probably this
It
made
was
up
not.
reason.
It was like everyone else in the room was like, yes, Kathleen, that is why. Do not fire me like you fire everyone else, please.
All right. Okay, here we go. The first teaser for Avatar: The Way of Water has 100 and hello Cena.
Podcast dog.
148.6
Podcast dog.
million views in the first 24 hours. Let's just add another one there.
That's stupid.
That is a lot. That is
Surpassing the
very many.
records of every recent Star Wars film.
Yeah, that's
Why? Why do people care about this? Stop
Look,
caring.
there it is, Patrick. Look
That
at
looks
those
like-
avatars.
That literally looks like a video game from 15 years ago.
Look how good the CGI is.
It's
Well, it
not.
looks
it's pretty good.
decent.
Look at that water. That's
Patrick,
all fake.
Like water.
You say that this looks bad, but then watch the 2017 original cut of the Justice League.
That looked phenomenal.
And this looks really good actually.
It's all a matter of
What's
perspective.
another movie that came out recently with not as good
Look at that
CGI?
underwater motion
Okay, but what
capture.
about like The Lion King or something that was all CGI? Like that
But
looked,
that's made by this company.
looked better than this though.
Not really.
Look at that helicopter.
The helicopter looks good.
Look at that
the-
guy.
look at the caveman.
the normal
That
guy.
forest is probably all fake.
It
And
is.
Patrick, everything in this trailer is fake.
Oh yeah. Even the people?
Yes.
Are they not people in weird mocap suits?
Well, they are, but they're CGI'd. They're all like 8 feet tall, so it's not like a real person. Like they CGI the whole environment.
Well, the water looks good. I'll give them
the
that.
water is also CGI.
Yeah, I know that, but
No, did you see the way they mocapped it?
What?
So
they put one of those ball suits
how, like,
on
the
water.
tracksuits
I know
have
they were
little balls?
mocapped underwater. Yeah.
No, you know how the mocap suits have like little balls on them? They covered the entire pool they were filming in those little balls, so they could track the surface of the water.
It's weird.
I know, it's like insane.
James Cameron, Patrick, he's going to make another $2 billion movie.
I don't think it was worth it to do that.
No, I do think this is going to make a lot of money.
This is gonna
It
make
will, because people are like, oh, new
My
Avatar?
question is not whether or not this one's going to be it. It's whether or not the novelty will wear off after multiple years of these coming out super frequently.
Yeah.
Because the technology is not going to evolve that drastically in between the production of this and the production of the fifth one, which is only going to be like 6 years from now.
And yeah, I mean, take a look at it. If the next one doesn't do well, they're probably going to think, oh, it's because we made too many of them. And Kathleen Kennedy's like, oh, the reason people don't like Star Wars movies is because we made too many of them.
They had 13 years for the technology to evolve in between 1 and 2. They've already shot 3. They're only going to have like a year and a half of technological innovation between 2 and 3. So that whole concept won't be there anymore.
They get the new Unreal Engine.
2, 3, 4, and 5 are going to look relatively the same.
Didn't they just come out with
There
the
you
new
go, Sam.
version
Thank
of...
you. Now, this is Avatar 3.
This is a real video
This is a
game.
real... Our audio
Wait,
listeners don't know what's happening right
It's
now.
not as good without the saxophone music.
It's okay. I think they'll get the vibe. All right.
Anyway, that was our last piece of news for the show. I think the only Star Wars thing I forgot to put in was Kathleen Kennedy said the next Star Wars movie will likely be Taika Waititi's,
Good.
which means Rogue Squadron will probably never happen. That's probably
No.
definitely
But I like
canceled.
Taika Waititi. Good. Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't get fired from his own movie again. Please stop it, Kathleen.
Let one person make
Let
the movie
one
start to
let
finish.
one guy go from start to finish. J.J. Abrams got to go from start to finish on episode 7.
And it was good.
He was the only guy.
Yeah, and that movie is the best one of the new
No,
ones.
Ryan Johnson got to go all the way through on 8.
Rogue One was
Yeah,
good.
but not really, because
Rogue
he
One,
had
it
to
wa-
go off of what
But
was
Rogue
already
One,
started.
they didn't do that.
I know.
When they
Rogue
went and
One,
reshot half of it, they got a different director. They got Tony Gilroy to come in and reshoot it. And then episode 9, they fired Colin Trevorrow, rewrote the entire movie, replaced him with J.J. Abrams. Solo.
Lord and Miller.
Lord and Miller. Lord and Miller. Lord and Miller made the entire movie, and then they got fired, replaced him with Ron Howard. He reshot the entire movie. What else? And then now Rogue Squadron. Sam, I know it's not that funny.
That's pretty funny.
The Game of Thrones guys were gonna do a trilogy. They got fired. Yeah, so everyone's gotten fired. So including Patty Jenkins, who got fired from Rogue Squadron. So
No, she didn't.
oh, sorry, she stepped down amicably.
No, she's still in charge of it.
The movie's on hold, Patrick.
Yeah, but
It's on hold because she's too busy with other projects.
They Ryan Johnson did.
She stepped down from directing her Cleopatra movie so she could come work on this. Yet she's too busy to work on this.
Cleopatra.
Anyway, Sam, that's all I have for
How
today's
dare you
show.
steal Shrexophone?
I think that's pretty much it.
Is that even an hour?
Is there any tech time, Patrick?
As far as tech
We should
time
never
goes,
brought the TV back.
they're gonna have WWDC's
Same
coming
good
up.
popping cats.
That's what he'll do. Gotta wait.
When's
He's not
WWDC,
popping.
Sam?
Huh?
Apple.
Oh yeah, when is WWDC?
Sam,
Gotta
pay
be
attention.
WWDC is coming up soon.
Well, once that happens, we'll have things to talk about.
I have a couple.
It is
I have
June
one.
6th.
The 2023 iPhone is supposed to have USB-C because of
Okay, yeah, because the
The
UK was
European
like
mandate.
you have to.
yeah,
Now, do you think they're gonna make 2 different versions?
Yes.
an American one and a European.
Yeah.
I really hope not because I want one charger for all my Apple
Yeah,
devices.
I want to be able to charge the MacBook, the iPad, and the iPhone with one cable.
Yeah.
Why isn't that? That is the most Apple thing. You can charge all your devices with one cable.
That's what they're gonna say when they change it. They're like,
Yeah.
now you can charge
We
all your
chose-
No, Sam.
To make it easier for you to switch the port.
Sam, you know what they'll do? They'll make the wall adapter. They used to be Apple charging end of the cord, and then the USB-C
No,
side.
what
will be
they
part of
already
plugging the
did
phone.
to like get around the
so
mandate.
it's still proprietary.
What they did to like get around the mandate is they made the side on the like wall brick USB-C, and they thought that was good enough, and the EU was like, no.
No, that's Patrick.
Sam, he's not
What I'm saying is they'll flip
It's
it
okay.
so that
the pop-
the half the cord, the part that you charge your iPhone with now, that cord,
And then it's
that'll
gonna be-
go into the wall, and the USB-C side will go to your phone, and so it is a USB-C charger, but it's still
you
proprietary.
can still use your old phone.
Yeah, because you just flip it around.
I don't think you can. That's so stupid.
But that's how they would get around it.
You know
Apple
what
will
he's
never
saying?
not sell
Yeah, I
proprietary
heard what
chargers.
He's saying.
No, I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think.
No,
so.
they'll just make 2 versions of it.
Okay, well, I
What
think
they'll do,
we're
they'll sell
done.
2 different versions of it, and then the one in the UK, the wall adapters, they'll just make those more expensive.
10 hours.
Your iPhone costs $10 more now.
Yep.
Because
All
they
right.
have to include the charger for
Any
like a
rumor
year.
time? Is there any rumors?
No, I think we're done. It was kind of not a whole lot happened this
All right.
week.
I mean,
Guys,
that was a good.
We're
I
on,
think
we're,
we got
we're
it
on
all
a
covered.
slow train ride until we get to the end of May, and then there's like a million
Yeah,
things.
we're gonna get E3 coming up, or whatever,
whatever form that takes in.
WWDC
show.
is in June. That's all the Apple stuff.
When's the Disney?
Disney's investor thing already happened, right?
Yeah,
We'll have Celebration.
Yeah, we'll have Star Wars
Celebration comes up in June as well.
Uh,
Obi-Wan comes out at the end of the month. Top Gun comes out at the end of the month.
yeah, we have a lot.
Stranger
to talk
Things
about coming
4
up.
comes out at the end of the month.
Don't forget about She-Hulk.
Don't forget about Bob's Burgers.
Oh yeah, can't forget Bob's Burgers.
Oh, yeah, Bob's Burgers.
A show we don't like.
Multiverse of
I
Madness?
think I
No,
said
Bob's
to my
Burgers.
friends, I think at work, I was like, guys excited for the Bob's Burgers movie? And they were like, there's a Bob's Burgers movie coming out? And I was like, there sure is.
Bite your tail. That hurts.
What do you know?
Anyway, thank you as always for watching and listening to the show. Please subscribe to the channel.
Please unsubscribe right
subscribe
now.
to us. We're on all podcast platforms.
Unsubscribe.
And follow me on Twitch.
Right.
Follow
Yeah.
Sam
Now.
on Twitch.
Even though you're
at Mc-
already here because you follow me.
at
Oh,
McDon
follow
Streams and follow us on
McDon
Twitter at
Streams.
McDon Media. Patrick, you got anything else?
Funnest podcast. in
Funnest
town.
podcast. And we'll see you
podcast
next
in
week,
town,
pals.
baby.
I own a meth lab.